The Republicans have a serious problem when it relates to messaging, in particular on the issue of abortion. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you just said abortion didn't matter in 2022 and all this stuff. Guys, here's what I said. I believe in 2022, abortion was not that big of a reason for why Republicans underperformed. Some circumstances, sure, but the vast majority of cases, the reason Republicans underperformed wasn't because of the issue of abortion. We have data, we have exit polls to prove. Voters that chose abortion as the number one issue tended to be partisan Democrats. But even then, Republicans still have an issue when it relates to the message of abortion. I'm not denying that it did probably flip some votes or scare off a couple voters here and there, because some of these candidates that we nominate, which I do admit some of them I did support, but others, they had such incompetent messaging when it came to the issue of abortion. And we're going to be looking at the amendments that failed for the pro-life movement in 2022, why they failed, but look at ones that did succeed in past years and see why they succeeded, but these didn't. Now, before we continue, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. Everybody knows what to do. If you click that beautiful big blue join button today, for just 10 cents a day, you could join Real American Politics. Only 10 cents a day! That's a phenomenal deal. It helps support the daily content on this channel. So I hope you join today. Alright, let's get into it. So, as everybody knows, I am vehemently pro-life. I believe, in my humble opinion, that it doesn't matter what you think about, oh, the woman's right to, an abortion, stuff like that. It doesn't matter what you think. My humble opinion, outside of my religious beliefs, which I have my own opinions, it's written in the Constitution that, no, you do not have an automatic right to an abortion. That baby has rights as well. It has constitutional rights. It's just a question of where does it begin and where does it end. In my opinion, in a perfect world, it would be at conception. I think eventually we will get to that point to where most people agree when a heartbeat is detected, or even at conception, that's when that is a child. But any other case, we can't talk about that. But we got to discuss why these amendments and why Republicans need to get messaging in order on the issue of abortion. So many candidates in 2022, they had two ideas for the issue of abortion. Number one was completely ignored, like, oh, we're not even discuss it. Well, there's many problems with this. Number one, it lets the Democrats have a monopoly on the issue of abortion. They could just talk about it all day long, and then what are you going to do? Not say anything? So if they say that he wants to lock up doctors and he wants to throw women in jail for having health concerns, well, if the Republicans don't counter that, guess what? Voters are going to think that's what you want to do. I do not get this understanding from some people that, oh, we need to just not talk about the issue. Democrats are running on the fact that this is women's health. They're trying to take away your health care, while Republicans do nothing. All you have to say in many of these circumstances is, look, the Democrats, they support abortion when the child is about to be born. That's all you have to say in many of these circumstances, and it shuts Democrats up on the issue of abortion. That's all you got to say. The Democrats, they want abortion up to birth. Right when the child's about to come out of the womb, and yeah, he gets aborted. That's all you have to say in most of these circumstances. Not this crap like some clowns like Tudor Dixon, who I never really supported. I just thought, okay, she was the best of the worst, considering James Craig got thrown out. The fact that you message abortion, children that are born because of rape, it's like they're gifts from God. What type of messaging is that? It's like, sure, the child, everybody's, you know, made the image of God, but to make people that are born from rape and women that are raped, somehow a gift from God? What are you talking about? This is the issue Republicans had with messaging. And again, some states you can go further, like, hey, we need to stop this at a heartbeat, which in my opinion would be the best, messaging. But I think most people would agree, no matter what you say, if you run on the fact that Democrats want abortion up to birth and hammer them with it, you'll shut them up. Watch the 2016 debate between Trump and Clinton. Clinton suddenly stopped talking about abortion when Trump flat out said the child is kicking and screaming while you abort the child. That's what you gotta say, and they shut up about it for good. So yeah, that's that. But many people were talking about, if abortion is, so unpopular in America, why did these referendums go the way of the pro-choice crowd? Okay, let's look at them. Kansas. Originally, I thought this was a good amendment, but then I actually read the referendum. Look, who the hell wrote this? Like, I'm just gonna zoom in, alright? Look at this. Should there be no Kansas constitutional right to abortion or to require the government funding abortion reserved to the people of Kansas through their elected state legislature? Seriously? This is your thing? Like, nobody's going to read that. The first thing they're going to see is, should there be no constitutional right to an abortion? It's like, yeah, that a lot of people will vote against that. And Kansas has never been that socially conservative state. Hate to break it to some of y'all, but it's always been there for fiscal conservative reasons, not social issues. But any other case, this garbage is so long, and I think it's even longer than that. Right here. This is the entire proposal. I mean, you're kidding me, right? Nobody's going to read this. The only time people read a referendum that's long is if it relates to taxes. That's just a fact. So this was a poorly worded referendum that you added so many caveats and crap. It's like people don't understand which way is good, which way is bad. And on top of that, Kansas has never been the most socially conservative. And it's a conservative state, but it's not this, like good old Texas or something like that. It's really not. So Kansas, this was a failure because, well, the pro-life crowd, they need to learn how to write these freaking referendums properly. Now we go to Kentucky, and this one shocked me beyond belief. No right to an abortion, a constitutional amendment, right? Kentucky Amendment 2. I thought this was going to succeed vehemently. I thought this was going to be a big win for the pro-life crowd. Well, they lost. And the referendum is worded solid, right? Are you in favor of the Constitution of Kentucky, amending the Constitution of Kentucky by creating a new section of the Constitution to state the state as follows: to protect human life, nothing in the Constitution shall be constructed to secure or protect the right to an abortion or require the funding of abortion. It was written good, but here's the problem. This is the problem that many abortion referendums had this year. Look at this. The support crowd, the crowd that's pro-life, they got outspent $6.5 million to $1 million. They got outspent a lot. And this is a problem. And this opposed crowd, they made it sound like this referendum was, gonna lock up women that had an abortion, or a health concern with a baby that sadly is a miscarriage. That's the type of thing the left has mastered. You see, these people here, they actually want to take away the right to have a miscarriage. So if you have a baby that sadly dies and you miscarry, too bad, you're going to jail. That's what a lot of these leftist organizations did. And a lot of these Kentucky voters, well, considering the fact there is no real opposition, they thought, okay, this is bad. I'm pro-life, but this is a bit extreme even for my standards. And just a fact, you don't get outspent. Look, referendums that get outspent this much, they usually do not end well. Some circumstances it's different, but still, it's the big problem the right has to deal with. Fund these pro-life referendums, push a coherent message nationally, and all of that. Now, the most infamous one this cycle was Michigan. Michigan Proposal 3. And this one was close, 56 to 43, concerning the other referendums, which is funny that Michigan had the closest referendum. Now, people are going to say, oh, this is proof that abortion is not popular. But read what the proposal was. This is why I'm getting sick and tired of these complicated referendums. Just make it a simple yes-no question, not this caveat beyond caveat, etc. A proposal to amend the state constitution to establish new individual right to reproductive freedom. This is how you write a referendum. I disagree with it. I mean, this means, get a right to an abortion. But many people are like, okay, if they have a right to reproductive freedom, I support that. Including a right to make all decisions about pregnancy and abortion. Allow state to regulate abortion in some cases. That's how they do it. They're like, okay, the state will still be allowed to regulate abortions for reasonable circumstances, right? Such as fetal viability. That's how this pro-choice amendment succeeded. Because while it's never going to happen, it is allowing exemptions and when fetal viability is reached, all right? Which much argument is about what is viability. My opinion is my opinion should be a heartbeat when abortion should be banned. But viability, you could make the argument according to this graph, is when the child is basically at 80% chance of living if it was born early, which is around 25, 26 weeks, according to this graph here. So you can make the argument all you want, but that's how the left has been able to master these abortion referendums. They word it perfectly. They make it sound like, oh, this is reproductive freedom, but you still will allow some abortion restriction. So yeah, that's how they were able to do it. And well, they won 56% of the vote in this amendment. Now, there was one referendum that did succeed, did happen in 2022, though. Happened back in 2020. Now, a lot of people are just forgetting this happened, but this was during a presidential year, and this was in Louisiana. This was no right to an abortion in the constitutional amendment. 62% said yes. They outvoted Trump in the state of Louisiana by like 3 or 4 points. And it is as simple as it gets, all right? This is all you have to say. Do you support an amendment declaring to protect human life, a right to abortion, the funding of abortion shall not be found in the Constitution? Oh my God! This is groundbreaking! They had a simple referendum question, yes or no, not this monstrosity. It's, do you believe the amendment should declare to protect human life a right to an abortion is not in the Constitution? That's all you have to say. None of this crap of, well, there's actually caveat beyond caveat, beyond caveat, beyond caveat. It's like, no, it's a yes or no question. And yes, there is some exemptions, but if it's worded good, it doesn't matter. If people can understand what it means and get to the frickin' point, it's going to succeed. And on top of that, the yes group, this is the pro-life side, they outspent the opposing side by 2 times. Right? They spent 680,000. The left spent around 346,000 or got cash contributions. So they outspent the pro-choice movement quite a bit. So I think overall, this is a good reason how you get these referendums to pass. Simple, simple, simple. Make it worded like in a way like this, except make it pro-life. Instead of a proposal to amend the state constitution to establish new individual right to reproductive freedom. Instead, say a proposal to amend the state constitution to establish a right to life, or something like that. Make it simple. None of this crap of, you see, are you in favor of Section 268 to state as follows, to protect human life? Like, nobody's going to read past this part, all right? Half of people won't. So that's what I think the pro-life right needs to do. Get coherent messaging on the issue of abortion, and you're going to start winning some of these referendums. You did in 2020. We can certainly do in the future. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.